Alright, the top 5 free plugins you can use in FL Studio today are Span, Youlean Loudness Meter, OTT, CAMELCRUSHER, and Rave Generator. Some of these are for mixing, some of these are for mastering, and some of these are for general creativity. But I think you should download them all because they're all free. My name is Marigold, and I wanted to start off by saying I am not endorsed by any of these companies, but I do think it's pretty cool that they're giving us these amazing tools for free, because I believe anyone should have the ability to kind of start out in music for free before they make any purchases. This video has timestamps, so feel free to skip to the part where the plugin you're thinking about downloading is mentioned. But really, I don't even think you need to think about it. You should just download them because they're free, you won't regret it. Alright, and apologies for the low quality camera. Alright, so to start, we have Voxengo Span. This is about the best free spectrum analyzer you can download today, and it is one of the best tools you can use for mixing and even mastering. I'd say the most basic function it has is the ability to compare your spectrum with that of a different song, to see where the other song has more power, where yours has too much power, and so you can mix it accordingly. Because as we all know, after a long time our ears get tired, we kind of neglect some frequencies that we might not be hearing, that could be muddy, that could be maybe way too quiet, maybe too distant. And another tip, just really quickly, it hasn't really got anything to do with the plugin, but lower your volumes in the production. I know when you load in samples these days, they're compressed already, they're full volume, but just bring all that stuff down, because really you will hear at a lower volume, you will hear way more things that are incorrect in your mix, as opposed to if everything's blasting, because your ears just kind of normalize everything when it's loud. And so that's why you need Voxengo Span to visualize what your song is missing. While it is a great spectrum analyzer, it also doubles up as a correlation meter, as you can see, and basically this helps you figure out how your stereo mix is going. Most importantly, it's honestly the best tool I've found to check phase cancellation. Phase cancellation is insane. You won't recognize it's happening until you kind of learn what it is. And it's a long story, but trust me, you want to go ahead and check your phase cancellation. Things like your kick and your bass and anything really can interfere and cancel out and be digitally loud, but not to your ear. Alright, and that's a great segue into the next plugin, Youlean Loudness Meter, developed by Youlean himself. It's free, and the creator of Youlean Loudness Meter actually helped develop FL Studio. So if you have any questions about compatibility, I think that answers it right there. It's an accurate loudness meter that I use every single time when I'm mastering a song, and it measures in LUFS, which is loudness units full scale. Basically, loudness unit full scale is a measure of loudness that is most accurately representing how your ears hear loudness. And yeah, that's basically it. It's very simple. It's a loudness meter, but you should always be using it in your mastering. Alright, next up, we're moving into the more creative things you can use in your songs. XFER OTT. It's just a multi-band compressor, and it has a very unique quality of sound to it that I think a lot of producers just end up using it in the electronic dance music scene. There's a genre, hyperpop, which is basically put everything into an OTT, put the depth to 100 and see what happens. It's really fun to use, and it often gets me excited to think, okay, what will happen if I put OTT onto this? But also you can use OTT just as a multi-band compressor. It is, I don't know if it's officially nicknamed this, but it's OTT is standing for over the top, and that's because you can use it to a slight extent, or you can go crazy with it and really go over the top, and it will still not sound distorted, if that makes sense. It will just change the quality of the sound so much that you might be losing frequencies, but it's a creative tool again. So I don't think it's the highest quality multi-band compressor, and I definitely wouldn't use it in the later stages of your mixing or mastering, but it's so fun to try out. Put it on your leads, definitely put it on your vocals, and just see what it does. It's one of the most fun tools that I would recommend downloading any day. XFER are the same guys that created Serum, which we all know is one of the most popular tools for electronic dance music. Alright, next up we got CAMELCRUSHER. I found out about CAMELCRUSHER a long time ago when I was a little boy watching Jonas Aiden videos. I thought it was a silly tool, and I was really curious about it, and then I found out it was free, so I downloaded it immediately. I mean, I don't really know why you're watching this video, because they're free anyway. Go ahead, try them out, but I'm here to tell you what they are all about, just in case you're curious. This is, according to the website, a multi-effect distortion tool. In my experience, it just crushes your sound to make it completely different, and so similar similarly with OTT, I often find myself thinking ahead, how would this sound if I put it through CAMELCRUSHER? Also the name CAMELCRUSHER just sounds so cool. It gives your sound way more color, and I guess the more technical term to put it is sort of harsh saturation. Once again, it's just an amazing tool all around if you are looking for something to push your creativity. Alright, and lastly we have Rave Generator. This one is a bit more of an obscure one, but I definitely think you should know about it. It is a 90s themed rave VST sample collection. It says synth, but it doesn't really let you create new sounds. It's mostly a sample collection. But yeah, it's free, so I think you should definitely have it. Before you think, okay, 90s themed, I want something more pop. I want something that producers these days are using. But you gotta understand that most popular songs these days in your Spotify dance playlists use these 90s samples. For a quick example, think about Peggy Gou. You know, her sound is 90s and 80s and all that good stuff. So, now personally, I'm a 2002 boy, so I haven't lived through that age, but I don't think we're over the sound of the 80s and the 90s yet. And so go ahead and download Rave Generator. It's free. It's got a bunch of cool samples that you will immediately recognize in 1,000 songs. So honestly, that kind of wraps it up. The links to these plugins will be in the description below. Tell me what plugin I missed out. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know. Feel free to subscribe. Also join the Discord server where we talk and we share songs. And I'm gonna have a video coming up reacting to your demos, episode 2, because I did one already. Anyway guys, thanks for checking out the video. Peace.